This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago, coming from the 606 Media Studios. This is the TCSF podcast with Big Z featuring No Sweat Serg, and maybe we'll get some other guests that pop up from time to time. But this is episode 200. 200, we made it, boys. Oh man, episode 200 is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago sports fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and get your official shirts now. And if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on the X, hit that subscribe button, hit the 5-star button. Make us your favorite thing to watch. If you're listening on the podcast, remember to give us a 5-star review. Type in a nice little summary for us. It shoots us up on the charts. It really helps us out. And, let everybody know that we're your number one Chicago sports podcast. So show us some love. Remember, you can also support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports fans. Go over there and hit the support button. You can subscribe for a little nice. That's 99 cents a month. Smash it, brothers. You can check us out on social media. Serg runs the Twitter, the TCSF pod on the Twitter. He runs the IG. Text him or DM him, get into his nerves.
Don't text. I'm already in trouble.
No, don't text. Send him a DM. Find us on Facebook, IG, Spotify, and you can reach us at our Gmail, at our email at our True Chicago Sports Fans @gmail.com. This is episode 200, and in this episode, it is live and in person with the boys. We're going to be remembering the best parts of 200 episodes. We'll be talking about Chicago basketball. We got the Sky getting the revenge against the Indiana Fever. We'll talk about the rivalry. The Bulls dropped the ball on maximizing the return from Alex Caruso. Bulls doing what Bulls do, right? We'll talk about Chicago baseball. The Cubs and the Sox continue to disappoint in new and exciting ways. And you know what? I think it's just appropriate if we start off with, one of the first people who came on the podcast. If you remember, back in the day, episode number 1, when I started recording this, and I had an interview with Nikolai Wozniak, the son of John Michael Wozniak, who exactly the Shrug King. Literally an iPad and a cell phone, and that's what got us there. So I'm gonna play a little something that he left for me on my voicemail. But where is it? There you go.
Hey, this is Nikolai Wozniak, son of John Michael Wozniak, the Shrug God from The Last Dance, Jordan's bodyguard. I just wanted to say congratulations to Big Z on his 200th episode. Keep doing your thing, guys. Congratulations. Take care.
Oh, man. That was awesome.
Did he proclaim him the Shrug God? Did I hear that correctly?
Hey, that was proclaimed by the internet. He just followed along. I mean,
I love it. I'm not.
Well, so do I.
That's the ultimate, because he did the look. He looked back and he said,
Yeah,
I will never forget that. Never.
No, that's literally what started the whole thing, with us making an Instagram page, and so happened to, post that meme of him. And I think the quotations or the text underneath was the only man to beat Jordan one-on-one. And it blew up. And what ended up happening, he reached out. He's like, hey, man, that's my dad. And we're like, yeah, whatever. And he started throwing us pictures of, him and Gus and him and his dad, him and Michael, and like all these other pictures. And we're like,
it's a real thing.
Like, all right, do you want to do like a blog or an interview or something? And E-Rock hit me up. He's like, hey, man, you got the time. You should do it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll figure it out. And I reached out. I'm like, hey, can we do an interview? And like, I'll have, questions ready for you. Let me know what we can talk about. He was, free flowing. And it was a lot of fun. I had no idea what I was doing because I FaceTimed him through my iPad, and I recorded it with my, the audio of my phone. So I just so happened that the first time I did it, I had an emergency phone call, and towards the end of the interview, and the app that I was using to record the video glitched up. So I have the video, but no audio. So I had to, yeah. So it was an emergency. I was exact,
See?
yeah. So
That's the real Z's right there. You slept on that one. Big
no, I
Z
mean,
went to
I didn't know what I
sleep.
was doing. I didn't know. I didn't know. It was a dude. You could. I mean, I think we recorded about a little bit over an hour, like an hour and 15. And I watched all of that. So I
I
ended
would
up.
have been dead.
Oh my god, I felt so bad, and I had to let him know what the situation was. He was like, yeah, I'll come back on, and it just wasn't. While it was a great interview and it was a great lot of cool stuff, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't in that interview that was not natural anymore. Because it's kind of the same questions. I try to change up a couple, but I'm missing about 30 minutes worth of content from the original that would have been on there that would have made the episode a lot better, of course. And again, I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, all right, I guess I can edit on GarageBand. Let's see how we do this, and it took me forever. Yeah, it took me about 2 weeks to edit that episode. And it sounds bad. If you go back and listen to it, it's great content, but the audio is bad. I am bad. I mean, no one starts off at the top.
But great guest, and I'm going to give him hands up. And let me tell you something. That shrug lives rent free in all of our heads.
Oh yeah, I want to get. I'm gonna see if I can get him to send me a good copy of that, and then I want
to come back.
No, he will come back. Yeah, we have had him on twice. And I want to get a actual picture of the shrug, and I want him to sign it, and I want to have it framed in the studio because he is the first episode, and it's the reason that we continue to do this because he gave us the opportunity. It's still one of the top 5 rated episodes of all time that we have. So I really, really am proud and thankful that he was able to give us that opportunity.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. And like I said, I'm never gonna forget that fool.
No, definitely not.
I love it.
Yeah, and I would love to do if in the future, maybe in the next couple of months, where we can rewatch The Last Dance and then give thoughts, especially because stuff gets left out. Where we were, what we were feeling, what we were going through at that time. We were young bucks at that point, but still, it's cool to revisit, and maybe we can break down episode by episode, and we'll do that maybe as a one-off little series. So we'll put that on YouTube. So we'll look out for that. We'll do that. We'll get into that. But it's been a crazy journey. I mean, we went from that. I did 2 interviews. My second interview was Isaias Velasquez, a professional wrestler. Now he's a big trainer and promoter. Another one. I had no idea what I'm doing. Still working the same kind of format, using FaceTime and my phone and stuff like that. And then E-Rock came on for episode 3, and that's when baseball was about to come back. This is during the pandemic, and we got one of our other friends, Jay Soto, who he's a music producer and musical artist. He was able to start editing the show, so he edited about 45, 50 shows before he had to leave. And I had to relearn how to edit in the correct manner because he taught me so much. But again, it's crazy to go from episode 1 and 2, and then the big change to having a co-host for 3. E-Rock was on the show until episode 149, 150. He's come in from time to time, but it's crazy. We've highs and lows of Chicago sports in 4.5 years that we've been doing this.
Shit.
Well, yeah.
I see a lot of lows lately.
Yeah, a lot of lows lately, but Bulls comebacks, some playoff series, Cubs dramatic wins, the beginning and the end of the Sox rebuild, and the beginning again. That's where we're at again. The Sky won a championship. Now they're rebuilding with the Barbie Angel Reese. The Hawks had that debacle with all that drama inside the clubhouse. They fired Quinville. Now we drafted Bedard. It's been crazy. So it's great to reminisce and look back at our first guest, Nikolai Wozniak. We've had Chuck Garfien, Carlos Zambrano, Yomer Sanchez, Ozzie Guillen Jr., Sean Sierra, Mikey O, Ken Garr, Anthony Fuentes, Mike Logic, and tons of other people. And we can't do it without our listeners. I really appreciate everyone that's watching now on YouTube and Spotify. That makes a huge difference for us to leveling up every year to do a little bit something more. And we do it for the fans. But I mean, a big thank you to not only our listeners, but our co-hosts, right? You've jumped on, you've come in, jumped into the deep end and started swimming pretty good. We had JC who's come in. He's a football nerd. That he lives, dies football, college football, professional football. He's helped out a lot. Stevie B, I don't know why he's missing today.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell got his soul.
Yeah, Taco Bell got him. He's living moss on that toilet. Yeah. So I mean, it's crazy to think about that. We're 200 episodes in. I mean, if you really look at it, we're probably got 208 because we had some special one-offs things in there. But it's really 200, and it's 4.5 years, or we're going on our 5th year now of just coming on. So, Serg, you started the actual Facebook page.
Yeah, I started it. I did not invite you guys on here. You were not hand selected by me. You were actually hand selected by Mr. E-Rock.
Yeah.
And when I did this, it's because I moved to Colorado. And when I moved to Colorado, I want like some sense of being close to Chicago. So every time, the sports or whatever, this is what I really have. I don't have much. So when I have this, then I can talk with people who want to relate to sports. And at the time, my kids were, younger, smaller, not really into a lot of things that I was into. So, but now they are. They're great sports fanatics, and they represent Chicago very well. And they blame me for being Bears fans. So sorry, guys. But what made me started was that E-Rock and I, we would go back and forth in conversations and debate stuff. But he was a very good debater when it came to.
He's a master debater.
Yeah, well, beyond other things, but he was actually really good at. I can't do this with you right now. Fucking A. But he was actually really good at it. Pisses me off from time to time, but he's not a bad guy, and he's actually about his family. He's a good guy. He's doing this thing with his family right now, so big ups to him. Stepping aside and taking care of them first, family first, always. But he actually got the ball rolling as bringing you guys on, and I'm gonna bring these guys on. One of these guys, man. But it turned out to work out really well, and hopefully us three can do, because I've never done one with him, and we can probably continue to do one if we pick a different date. Then him, you, and Stevie, whoever wants to join, and we get in and get this party started right.
Yeah, what ended up happening is because I was posting so much sports news on my personal page, and he's like, "Dude, you're on top of it." I'm like, "Yeah, I got Twitter feed, I got all this other stuff, and I'm able to get news as it breaks, and I post it." And it was kind of like a running joke at the bar, because they were like, "Oh, Swazzle Sports is here." That's what they used to call me at the bar. And then this other guy, his name's Berto. He helps out on the page from time to time, and it would be like the competition, who posted it first and stuff like that. So that would be the big thing, like trying to separate us. I'm like, Berto just loves the sports, and he loves to spread the news as well. So so E-Rock said, "Hey, you're doing this, why don't you just do it on this page?" I think at that point you probably had about, I don't know, maybe 4,000 followers at that point. I can't remember the exact number when I jumped on.
Less.
It was like 3,000, maybe 2,000.
Yeah, it was like 2,000, and then I figured out how to manipulate that. Get in there and figure out
people.
We people get manipulated every day. Shut up. You feed them the fucking sports that they want. Come on, man.
Yeah, we do feed the sports.
Feed the sports.
Yeah. So it was from there, and it was just like, all right, we're doing this, and then just happened. That's when we started. The podcast came along, and then our numbers definitely increased with that. And to E-Rock, at his credit, he was really good at making graphics. He is good at making graphics, and that would started getting traction. People like an image, they started sharing it. People like our page, and that's how we started growing to a pretty big number. And then you came back on, and you came more active, and you put us over the top of the 10,000. Because I think we're stuck at like 9,800, 9,900 for almost a year. And we couldn't get over the hump, and you got us over the hump.
Oh, yeah. Well, I enjoy everybody I speak to, and normally we don't have any issues, and that's what I kind of love about it. It's not too many, like other pages you get on, and they start doing all this extra stuff that you don't need. No, we don't get a lot of that on So I'm proud of all of the listeners, and I'm proud of all the people who are actively on the page, writing their comments and statuses and so forth. So I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to do that. JC chimed in. He said to take Steven's his Taco Bell. I didn't know they had a rewards card. How about that? You learn something every day.
Revoked.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put a picture of Steven at all the local Taco Bell. Do not serve this man.
Free advertisement.
So tell me your first impression. I mean, I don't remember what was your first episode of that you listened to?
I don't remember. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't remember. It was so far back. And then I have a hard time remembering what I did yesterday. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, the two young ladies you had on the show, that was crazy. And then to hear, Eddie going back and forth with them, that was fun. You see, I like stuff like that. They're like, no, and he's like, yeah, and then they going back and forth. I just love it. I love when he's in confrontation mode.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what he wants to do. He wants to say, this is my opinion. This is your opinion. Explain to me why your opinion is right or wrong or whatever. Why is it important? And Ed is really good at that. What ended up happening is because Kristen and I'm so sorry, I can't remember her wife's name. I'm so sorry right now. Kristen and her wife, both college players, one for softball, one for basketball. And I had them on to talk about women's sports. I think it was important. This is like over 2 years ago at this point. And they're having a discussion, and Kristen got upset because she thought that Eddie was mansplaining, and he really wasn't. It's just that Eddie's a very forceful speaker, and people may take that the wrong way if you don't know him. He was actually trying to dig more out of her, to bring more out of her, to explain her point of view. And then she started shutting down. They argued for a little bit, and then she shut down. And that's unfortunate because it was a good episode to get a really good insight and to go back and forth and to get their perspective of women's sports and so forth. So that was definitely a good one. To be honest with you, I do a lot of work here. Obviously, I do a lot of work, but getting the guests, especially big names, I would get giddy. And sometimes I would get awestruck at the beginning. Like getting Chuck Garfien. Chuck Garfien was, hey, Chuck, on Twitter, what are you doing? You have time to be on a podcast? He's like, yeah, sure. This is, during the pandemic, right? This is January. Yeah. This is like when we first got shut down. So he was able to come on, and, Eddie's like, don't be nervous. I'm like, dude, this is the guy I see on TV. This is the guy I've met, at certain locations on things. So, while, yeah, it took me a while to get out of my comfort zone and be able to be confident in asking these people that are on TV or that are actual players and stuff like that. Still pretty cool. I mean, we're two Latino kids. Well, I'm Latino. He looks Latino. Hey, he said it before. It's okay.
I didn't say it. Just remember that. Don't be mad at the
he
small
does not. He won't take offense to being called Latino. He grew up in Wicker Park. He understands.
No Goya products for this guy anymore. No adobo.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been, it's been an experience to blossom into a person that has confidence and being on the mic and being comfortable, and just not being awestruck. We had Carlos Zambrano. That was, a favor from a friend, and I had to call that in. Same thing with Yomer Sanchez. I met Jessica McCaskill at the bar and Rick Ramos, and I was like, hey, you know how to podcast, jump on. She was a woman's champion. I think I got a picture back there somewhere, and I got some science stuff from her. But it's really just been serendipity of being able to ask people straight out, like, hey, do you want to jump on a podcast? And we'll ask you some questions. You can speak your truth, and you need to plug something, you can plug something. That's fine. But it's really been a grind, and it's a lot of work, and people don't understand that I just be on a podcast. It'll be fun.
It's a lot. You put a lot into it. I feel bad because sometimes you send me emails and I ain't got time. So did you do your homework? Nah, but like regular school, we used to do it the day of, so you'd be all right.
Jesus Christ.
Like when you're walking in class, you're in the back of class trying to, let me copy your shit. That's what we doing now, racing home from work, trying to do homework for this mother. And we over here trying to scribble some shit out.
Yeah, you're over here using AI to get your points across.
He's like, what's your Cubs intake? Yeah, they suck these days. Next.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the Cubs in a bit. We're definitely talking about the Cubs.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. But, you know, it's been exciting. It's been a long, tumultuous. That's a big word there. It's been a grind. It's been a grind, but everything, you know, about it, I've loved, and I literally, you know, we've been blossoming. We've been successful. We've been thankful. Thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media and Grit Clothing Company. You know, they've been wonderful for us, sticking with us the entire time. But, you know, we're always open to new opportunities, and we'll be working on some new opportunities. So please stay tuned for all the new big things that we will have cooking. They're simmering right now, but we'll get that, you know, maybe we'll get Serg to fly out to Chicago and make an actual appearance.
You know, my son does give me some tickets, so we'll be okay. He works for the airlines. We'll be okay.
Oh yeah, you get to fly with the flight attendants on a jump seat.
No, I'll be in the back somewhere hiding. No.
Oh man.
I stay in trouble. I don't want to be in the back somewhere. You talking about people freaking texting me? Now you talking about sitting on stewardess laps? What's going on? This talking about
man. You said that.
I didn't say anything. You said it. We can rewind this.
You sit in
all
the
I saw was good tickets.
You sit in the jump seat, which is the seat that is usually for the flight attendant. She's going up and down, or he's going up and down.
Nah, now you describing things going up and down. No one's going up and down. Then I'm gonna sit my ass in the back. Here with the shrug. With the shrug.
You'd be next to the toilet after that Taco Bell you have at the airport.
I don't mess with Taco Bell. No. All right, brother.
Oh man. All right. Let's you know what? Let's hear from someone else who actually sent me a video, and after that we'll go for a break, and we'll be back with some more sports. So here we go.
What's up, guys? This is Marcus Sullivan, former NFL players for the Bills, the Giants, and the Patriots. Wanted just to give my man Big Z a shout out and the True Chicago Sports Fans podcast for their 200th episode. Congratulations, my man, to 200 more, my brother.
Break, and we'll be right back. I'm sorry?
200 more, see?
And they want me working. They want me working a lot, man. Here we go. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back after this commercial.
This is
Hey, True Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15. TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Thanks, Sean. Welcome back to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast, the 200th episode. I'm here with No Sweat Serg, and we're having a ball, man. But talking about ball, it's time to talk about Chicago basketball, and predominantly, let's talk about the Chicago Sky. Recently, Angel Reese recorded her career high 25 points and grabbed 16 rebounds to help the Chicago Sky beat the Indiana Fever 88-87. Great game, despite 17 points and a franchise record of 13 assists from the Fever's Clayton Clark this past Sunday. Reese posted a double-double in 8 consecutive games. She's a double-double machine. She's a monster. Like she said, she's got the dog in her. She's extending her rookie record, and she's the first rookie since Asia Wilson with 25-plus points and 15-plus rebounds in a single game. She joins Wilson as the only players in WNBA season with multiple games with at least 15 points and 15 rebounds. What can you say about the Chicago Sky, man? Ain't that exciting?
It's the only exciting team we have. We gotta wait for Bears in like a couple of months. But let me tell you something. These girls have been playing. They've been taking it to the chops as far as people making this like a race war and all this other crap that is unnecessary because like that hit that Reese did on Caitlin Clark last week. I mean, that was a basketball play. It was inadvertent. It was unintentional because she hit her with her forearm. She went swipe for the ball.
Right.
When I start reading what she punched her, I did not see a closed fist. You damn morons. She is actually she's out there playing ball. She's hustling. Caitlin Clark is doing her dirty work too. Don't get it twisted because I see her pushing, shoving. At least they're not pulling each other's hair. All right, we're gonna give them that. We'll get you guys some scrunchies later. But here's the thing: is that they're out there, they're performing, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They put on a hell of a fucking show yesterday. I'm not gonna even lie to you. That was a show.
That was a good show.
And we should. And to be honest, my son and I sat there. For the last 2 minutes, I stopped watching, and I had to turn my back. Like, man, y'all blew another one to them. Come on! And then all of a sudden, I looked, and Reese was doing her damn thing. So I sat there, and then I came down. I started watching. I was like, oh my god, please don't lose this, don't. And like, is it Cordosa? And I was giving her props because she's been hitting her free throws as a lady, misses those 2 free throws, and then killed me. And I was like, come on, y'all can't hit free throws. Y'all got the smallest ball, and y'all played with regular size basketball when you played with the boys. Y'all could shoot that ball. I don't want to hear that.
It's a pound smaller. It's just a little smaller.
It's not small, man. If my little hands notice it, they're small. There's a huge difference, man. I can't
28.5 psi. It's only 1 pound difference, but go ahead.
Hit the free throws.
Oh no, 100%. Free throws are meant to be hit.
But then here's everyone. Well, she's missing. Reese is missing all these shots, but getting her own rebounds and isn't that what she's supposed to do? Because didn't Rodman do that? And didn't our man Dennis Rodman do this?
Yeah,
he did that for a living. He didn't hit all his shots. Rodman couldn't shoot worth a crap. So now you're comparing. Now they're trying to give her the and I apologize, please forgive me, ladies' version of Draymond Green. She's not a dirty player.
She's not a dirty player.
She's not kicking people. She's not hitting them intentionally. She's balling. That's it. And I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. If she does not get Rookie of the Year, this is going to be the Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James bull crap that we had that year. Carmelo Anthony actually won it, and they gave it to him because, well, he is who he was, right? He's going to be the face of the. It doesn't matter. Carmelo Anthony deserved it. When you have 8 double-doubles in a row, I don't care that you're scoring 30 points. I don't care. She's putting up double-doubles. Her power ranking is way better than Caitlin Clark's. So yesterday, she did get it. Caitlin Clark did get her double-double yesterday, but she don't got 8 consecutive ones in a row. She's got more turnovers than anybody else in the WNBA, to my knowledge.
Yes, she does.
So y'all got to kick rocks with that bull. And I'm not saying I'm a Caitlin Clark hater. No, I just want you to get your math right when you're looking at statistics, because Reese went 7th overall. Caitlin Clark went 1 overall. One is black and one is white, and y'all making it a race war. No, these are 2 WNBA lady players that are duking it out rookie season, and the stats are speaking for itself. You go, Shy Barbie. I mean, she is playing. I'm tired of people just dogging her and saying, well, she's a thug. Man, y'all don't know what thug life is. You don't know anything about these streets. You don't know where she came from. You don't know her background. She is actually doing what she is paid to do. She rebound, put it back up, and that's it. That's all that's what she's paid. Play ball. She is a little Clayton Clark Yeah, she hits the threes. Great. She's assisting. Great. She's doing what she's paid to do. Yeah, she is the face of the WNBA as a rookie, but she doesn't deserve Rookie of the Year at this moment. The Rookie of the Year does go at this moment. Now, I don't know what's going to happen at the end of the season. Right. Reese might roll an ankle or something, not play the rest of the season or something. I'm not trying to jinx. I'm just saying these things happen along the line. But Caitlin Clark does not deserve Rookie of the Year right now. Right now, Reese does. Shy Harvey deserves Rookie of the Year.
Literally took the next question out of my mouth, and it was Angel Reese in our Rookie of the Year conversation, and she is, and it's going to be them too for that Rookie of the Year. It's going to go all the way down to the wire. It's really going to depend on how the team does. Right, both of them are in. I think they're 8th and 9th. You got the Sky at 6 and 9, and the Fever at 7-11. Both of them are not great teams. We do know
they're not.
That's why they're not highlighted.
Yeah, good. Fever catapulted over Chicago, the Sky, by 2 games before that game last night. So that was a big game for Chicago. It was a big game for them. And the one thing that helped Caitlin Clark and the Fever, and I'm going to say with the most respect that I can, they had like 3 or 4 games in a row at home. And that was a big boost for them. And they were against easier teams. So they didn't play really, really the hard teams, right? The top-notch teams. They didn't beat the hard teams from the top.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, because we're cheering for the Sky to do better, right? But they also, they got 2 high draft picks. They're rebuilding. They give away a lot for these draft picks because they literally blew it up, and within 1 year, they're doing better again.
And don't sleep on Cordosa.
No, but exactly. It reminds me
on her.
It reminds me when Blackhawks, got Kane and Taves on the same, back to back, putting them together and building a core. This is exactly what we're doing. We're building a core for the Chicago Sky for a long period of time. Right now, the Liberty are 15-3. The Sun are 13-3. The Lynx, I think that's Minnesota. Yeah, that is Minnesota. 13-3, and the Storm, which is, I believe, Seattle, is 10-6. Look at me knowing WNBA. But
when you're reading, yeah.
Well, no, the cities are not on there. The cities are not on there. Vegas Aces, Phoenix Mercury, Sparks. The Wings, I believe, they're Dallas. The Mystics are DC. The Dream is the one I don't know. The Sun is Connecticut, and the Liberty is New York. So I don't know one team. Not bad. Not bad at all, sir.
Hey, let me talk about the Brazilian queen, Cordosa, okay? She is you know who she reminds me of when she runs up and down the court? Can I say it, please? Can I say it?
Go for it.
The Joker. She ain't got no athleticism running that court. When she gets in the paint, she does her thing. She reminds me of Drummond. But even Drummond gets up and down the court quicker than Joker. Come on, man. Have you not watched him? Because there's no athleticism in Luka. In Joker. There's no athleticism, but he does what he needs to do, right? He was MVP, so forth and so forth. But when you watch Cordosa, she can't run with a lick up that court. I looked at her and I was like, why is she run like that? Oh, come on.
Yeah, she's coming off a leg injury.
She was like that in college. Nope. Watch them college games. She ran the same way. She ran the same way. I was like, did we get baby Joker?
Hey, I'll take a baby Joker. I'll definitely take a baby
That's
Joker.
what I'm saying. She's good. She's good when she finally gets to her spot. She backs people down it.
Hey man, like you said, she's just got to do her job. She's got to rebound and put the ball back in. That's simple as that.
That's the Brazilian queen, brother. That's the Brazilian.
Hey, we'll take it. So before we get off the WNBA, is this the best rivalry? Is this Bird and Magic? No. They had that rivalry in college, and then they still have it. They have it back to back in the NBA as well.
Compare them to Bird and Magic, but are you saying that there's similarities to it? Yes.
A rivalry, not the level of talent.
Oh, so fair enough. Yes.
At, they had that the competition in college. You're going back and forth.
I told you I didn't read the damn agenda. Stop playing with me.
I'm literally walking.
I told you I was going to be the next question, Sergio. God,
I'm literally walking you through this.
Yes, they do have they you know what this feels like, and I did read somewhere where they were calling her a thug or whatever, but then they were like, we are not the Detroit Pistons, we are the Chicago Sky. And I said Detroit Pistons of the 80s were not fucking bad either. They gave Chicago a lot of fits. So you need to stop sleeping on the Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer, Rodman. That team was Sally. Don't sleep on that team.
Oh.
That team was actually good for their time. Their time. Not now, but for their time. So you sleeping on that team, and when you comparing the Chicago Sky to the Detroit Pistons, I'll take it, because if I got to muscle up on some people just to get a point across, I'm going to do it too. I got to throw an elbow to shut you up, then shut up. I mean, it's basketball. It's physical. That's what it's meant to be. This ain't baseball where you're manning the second base or the first base or outfield where you're just like picking your nose or looking at the butterflies and talking to the people in the stands. This is basketball. You are constantly running up and down the field. This ain't football where you're playing. You put the offense out and then you take them out and then you put your special, team out there, and then you take them out, and then you put your offense out there. This is not that. Basketball is running up and down the court. It gets physical, and women, I'm sorry, y'all catty. Y'all gonna get grimy on that court. Y'all gonna get pissed off at each other, and I love it. I'm sorry, I love it. I love the fact that they're chopping at each other, and yammering on the court, and they're not doing that whole humble routine. No, I do like what I'm watching. I'm enjoying the product. And I want to say Chicago Sky, I do feel like they are starting their rivalry. Now, I don't like what Caitlin Clark said. It's only basketball. And then who just said that not too long ago? Can we remember that? LeBron James. He said it's only basketball. You know who says it's only basketball? Losers. Losers. And I'm not calling her a loser, but why would you say it's only basketball? Why couldn't you say, you know what? It got physical. We played the game and we lost. Yeah. We got to play them again. I think they played each other 4 times, right?
Yeah, so they won the first 2 matches in Indiana, and now this is the one in Chicago. We got one more in Chicago. So, again, it's going to get physical. It's going to be a great rivalry. I mean, I do remember Caitlin Clark going up for a layup, and she got blocked by one of the Sky players that wasn't Reese. And, it was a clean block, and the girl just like, in her face. As long as you're not being like, over the top and like walking up to her. No, it's like, hey, I'm excited about the play I just made. I don't want to hear about just this girl scoring on us. We're gonna play defense and we're gonna take it apart. Let's see, we got a comment here. Detroit was good. Definitely some extra physicality. Yeah, GC. Yeah, definitely. The rules were different. You can commit murder on the NBA court back in the 70s and 80s. You cannot do that anymore.
But I do want, because I did watch the pregame. And I was watching the panel speak, right? Broadcasters, we call them broadcasters and analysts or whatever they are. This is what they said, and I'm not saying it verbatim, but they said they brought in a new commissioner. New commissioner said, and I don't think she should have said this, is that she wanted to create rivalries. Why would you say that? Because then it makes it sound like you're trying to create this atmosphere of fighting and so forth. You don't want that.
The intent there is to have a rivalry. Like the Cubs Cardinals, that's a rivalry. The Cubs Sox rivalry, right? You have New York, LA, New York versus New York. Those are rivalries. Like, and then with the NBA, you have the Pistons and the Bulls and the Pacers, the Bulls and the Knicks. Like, those were rivalries because they played hard against each other. Those series went long. It wasn't an easy walkthrough series. You're gonna have to go through the battle of getting through that team. That's what she wants. And obviously, rivalries give you ratings. Yeah. Okay, as simple as that. And that's what you want to do. You want to have a product that people want to watch because, like, oh man, this is a good game. It's a good game again. Oh God, it's a good game again. Hey, what if they meet each other in the playoffs? Wow, that's gonna be a great series.
Good point. It's a good point. The only thing that kills it is social media kills it and turns it into something it's not.
Well, it's because you got keyboard warriors that don't know exactly what they're talking about. They don't watch the product. They just want to create a race war or talk out of their butthole, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, you know what the tickets were going for this Sunday? $353 just to get into the building.
And that's a lot for them.
That's a lot
for the W. That is a lot for the
your tickets were being given away. You can get in there for free. Okay, so
are you saying you can't get in now?
I'm not going for $353. I don't even pay that for a regular.
I remember when you were saying, "Hey, I got tickets for free." We were looking at you like, "Hell no!" Now we want to go.
Yeah, JC 90s NBA era rivalries. I'll take that all day long over the NBA player being best friends, wanting to create super teams because I just can't stand watching NBA. Yeah, and that's exactly the difference. That's the difference that they want to create. We can shake hands at the end of the season. Right now, I do not like you. I don't like you. You know, your mama,
your
your
mother,
daddy.
Your
Right,
your grandpappy, nobody.
Nobody, exactly. Don't look at me. If you see me down the street, walk on the other side. I won't look at you. You want to have that rivalry because you have to have the will to win. TW, the will to win. You want to have that dog inside of you, right? So, good for the Chicago Sky, good for the WNBA because they are increasing eyes into the sport, and that's what we want to see. So, want to do some Bulls before we go to break?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do some Bulls. All right, the Chicago Bulls, it came out as a fact that the Bulls could have taken a couple of first-round draft picks for Caruso, including the 10th in this draft, what's happening this week. Those assets could have been used to start a youth movement for a real package to grab a bunch of players. Instead, the Bulls got a controversial player like for Caruso with 1 year left on his deal. Josh Giddey can end up being just a rental and leave after the season. Couple of things here with the Caruso trade. One, they could have got 2 picks from him, right? You had Golden State wanted him, Minnesota wanted him. There was another team that wanted him for sure. If you could have got 2 draft picks, you should have got the 2 draft picks, right? DeRozan might not come back. We don't know what's going on with that. We don't know what's going on with Patrick Williams. Zach LaVine, we don't know. There's a lot of I don't know with this basketball team. And he wasn't traded because the front office was told by ownership, make sure you make the playoffs. Make a push to make the playoffs. This team has not made an in-season trade in about 3 or 4 years. It's ridiculous how you not make a trade to get yourself better to get into the playoffs and I thought
Vooch came in the middle of the season.
No, I mean, yeah, but we're talking about in the last 4 years. He got re-signed or something. He's been here for a bit.
All right, how bad? Okay.
So you're looking at, you could have got some draft picks for the kid. Yes, we all love Caruso. Great mind, can possibly be a coach in the future. Really good with developing the rest of the guys. Great on the court, but just always hurt because he plays at 150 miles an hour, which we love his heart. Like if you're a player on a Chicago team and you play with heart, Chicago's got your back 100%. The problem is he can't stay on the court. We already got enough of those guys that can't stay on the court or the field in Chicago. That's a problem here. It's an epidemic. You should have traded him for a couple draft picks. Then you trade him to OKC, who has 17 draft picks. 17. You couldn't muscle another second round or a future first, maybe in 2030. You could have got something like that. They traded each other for straight up. The salaries within $1 million. So that's why they traded them straight up. They're both done at the end of the season. So we'll see. The problem is that Caruso is going to a winning team.
Oh, yeah.
A winning team.
Right. He's going to definitely produce.
Right. Yeah. Chicago's not looking really good right now.
I'm going to give you the optimistic side of this, okay? Because I like all those negative points, and I agree with all those negative points. But here's the optimistic side of it.
Got it.
Giddey didn't make sound decisions. Got it. Giddey is just a Giddey. And here's the problem: we went and got Giddey. We're going to lose Lonzo, which is a true point guard. He's coming off the books regardless of what we think. So when we get Giddey, what is Giddey? He's the shooting guard. Point guard. He can shooting guard. Yep. Yeah, he can handle the rock. He's much more consistent with handling the ball and shooting. If you watch this kid play, he's actually really consistent. The only time he stopped being consistent when all this stuff started happening with he got in trouble. All right, fair. But he's not in trouble right now, so we're going to take it at face value. We're going to let him play. I think he's learned from his mistakes, and we're going to open up we got no choice. Véngase, papa, because you know what? We've got no choice. We're gonna go ahead and tell Miss AC, we loved you, but you were hurt 40% of the times. He was hurt a lot. He missed a lot of games.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd rather have a young player that's going to contribute and be much more consistent. And Giddey is that player, and he has all-star potential written all over him. So you're an aging Caruso, right? who's always hurt 40% of the time, for a young Giddy who's consistent with handling the ball, hardly ever turnovers, and he can shoot, and he does play very good offense. I mean, they said he's the second coming of Luka, possibly. So I said, they said, I don't know. But when I do watch him, but when I did watch him play, because we got the NBA ticket, we went ahead and we observed him play. He's actually really good. He does his thing. I'd rather have a consistent player though, because look at what we have right now. Patrick Williams, who's never consistent, never. Like, we got all these players that are never consistent. We're actually bringing in somebody who's consistent. So there's your optimistic side of, he can handle the ball. He just barely turns it over. He can hit free throws. Oh my God, we're bringing in somebody who can hit free throws in Chicago. It's unheard of. I'm just saying that it's. This is what we want. This is what we've been asking for. I know the picks. I know, and I'm right there with you guys. But right now, we gotta just say, "Venga, say, venga, papa. We love you. Mama. We gonna open up the door for you," because that's we have no choice. We have no choice.
We definitely don't have a choice, and there's a lot of question marks with this team, right? We don't know what's happening with Zach LaVine. It's being rumored that they're trying to get a trade. Chicago's trying to get a trade with Sacramento,
Utah.
And they've been dangling Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter, along with a first-round pick.
Would you say Jordan Clarkson?
No, Kevin Huerter, whatever. Harrison Barnes. Yeah, Hooters. I mean, if there's not a sponsorship right there, I don't know what is. Along with a first-round draft pick, I'm like, do it. I mean, at this point, you're going to get younger. Do it now.
Yeah.
Then you have ESPN with the latest mock draft. The Bulls select Devin Carter. He's a 22-year-old combo guard from Providence. Carter had a lot of talk about him. We'll see what's going to happen Wednesday. I don't know what they're going to do. He's really good at the defense, 3 points shooting, and has a good motor. We're saying that, obviously he should have a good motor. He's 22 years old. So they compared him to Caruso as being as a defensive player and being a better shooter at the 3-pointer. So you might get younger Caruso in the draft.
I like Caruso. Don't get it twisted. I you know what? When Drummond stepped on him, I felt so bad. Like, oh man,
he trucked him.
He ran his ass right over, and he was hurt for the rest of the season. Like, oh my God, what the hell did you just do, Drummond? You big foot mother. And then we're gonna lose Drummond too. So yeah, I think he's signing with somebody else. So we're gonna lose LaVine, but we're gonna get a bargain rocks and some crayons for LaVine, because his contract sucks. His injuries suck. He sucks. It's the bottom line. He plays when he wants to play, and he plays me basketball. So
is it time to blow it up? Is it time to blow it up?
Yeah, it is.
That would mean Chicago Bulls, Chicago Sky, Chicago White Sox, Chicago Bears, Chicago Blackhawks. That is 5 teams that are rebuilding.
Oh, shut up. I know. The Bears are not rebuilding. They went and got some senior
the Bears
for the freaking offensive side.
At the end of their rebuild. They're at the end.
Yeah, but don't make it sound like we at the beginning.
No. They're not at the beginning. They are at the end. They are at the end of their rebuild. They're
done marinating, brother. They ready to play.
Until they start winning games, this is still at the end of the rebuild.
I don't care what you say.
If they get to the playoffs, then the rebuild is over. Until then,
I'm hurting my feelings. I don't care if it's 200 episodes or 2,000. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings on this goddamn episode. But Bulls, they do need to blow this shit up.
They need to rebuild it. They need to tear it all down to the studs and rebuild.
Bye, Vooch. We don't need Vooch. Vooch don't play no defense. He won't get a rebound. He stands at that 3-point line. I mean, that's today's NBA. They all stand at the damn 3-point line. That's all they want to do is chuck shot. Oh, so what do you think about KPC coming from Denver, possibly coming to Chicago?
I would love it. I think he'd be a great fit for Chicago, because we don't know who's going to be on the team. So we don't. So you get somebody like KPC. I think that's somebody that you can really integrate into the offense with Giddey and Kobe White, and then start building from there. Those are your 3 young guys. Okay, start building from there. And Io's pretty good, right? And let's see what else can we start building with. We have built a lot.
Would you take George Paul?
No.
Oh, Paul George, sorry.
Paul George. No,
Yeah.
I would not take Paul George. He's going to ask for a lot of money, and he's old and hurt.
So would you resign DeRozan? I know I said blow it up, but would you resign?
If we're blowing it up, no. If we're blowing it up, no. If you're trading Levine, there's no reason to sign DeRozan. I love DeRozan, but there's no reason to sign him. There really isn't. What are you trying to do? Get back into the play-in? Because the rest of the supporting staff is not good enough to win playoff games. So why do that? Why spend that money? And we know how, Jerry Reinsdorf don't like to spend 2 nickels. So we'll leave it at that. Okay.
But then when Kobe White is done, he's done. Man,
Kobe just re-signed a 3-year contract. We're good.
We're good for 3 years.
Yeah. Well, again, that's enough time to flip a team. In the NBA, it is.
All right, fair enough. But I think, and I'm going to say it again, I'm going to reiterate this. Giddey was not everyone's choice. He wasn't mine either. But, open that door and welcome him with open arms because he's coming. And when he gets here, he's gonna show you what he's made of, because I did watch those OKC games and he was actually pretty good.
He is pretty good. He was overshadowed by SGA, Sean Gillius.
Ooh, Alexander, yes, that boy.
Yeah, he was by him. So
Nasty.
I get it.
Nasty. That boy is nasty. But my thing is that he's got to get out of his own head. All his troubles are behind him over there in OKC. You come in Chicago, you coming in clean. Don't be messing them with them girls in the streets, because them streets don't play.
Keep them away from Tuck E. Cheese.
Don't mess with the girls in the streets in Chicago. They will cut you. Don't do it, Papa. It's not for you. Okay. Back to our regular scheduled program.
Well, we're going to take a break right now. We're going to hear from one of our former guests, and we'll take a commercial break. Here we go.
What up? It's Josh from the Cave, a.k.a. Bear Superfan 44 on Instagram. Just want to give a shout out to Big Z. Congratulations on your 200th episode. I was glad to be a guest on one of them. Can't wait to come back. Congrats, bro.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Thanks, Martin. Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast with Big Z in the house. We got No Sweat Serg. It's funny. We did a show this week. Last week it was me and Steven, and the week before that was me and
I just told you that before
JC.
this.
I know. I
was crazy.
Mr. Taco Bell was supposed to be here, but he didn't show up. So
Can't say.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into our baseball segment, I want to put another video from one of our former guests and former co-host, Ivan. Here we go.
Yo, Big Z, congratulations on 200 episodes of the True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast. Here's to 200 more, bro. Appreciate you. Good luck. Many, many, many more shows to come, bro.
Shout out to Ivan. He does it from the Tape Never Lies Network, so look out for his stuff. JC chimed in before we went to break. He says Giddey was the insurance that Lonzo can't play that we needed the last 2 years. Well, the Bulls are always late on trading people, so yeah, I know JC's here but not here. JC's here in spirit, so thanks, JC. Spinach. Yeah.
No, I think it was breeze right past that. We heard it.
He's probably loading spinach into the docks.
Spinach.
Spinach.
And the shrug.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about our baseball teams in Chicago. Oh, well, why putting your head down? You got that big W back there. You have to put a big L over there, bro.
We whining. That's what that W is.
Oh, is that what that means?
Whining.
The Chicago
Not
Cubs.
dining.
No, 37-41, 8 games back of first place. 15-13 away. They do not get any wins on the road. They're 4-6 in their last 10, and they are fourth place in the National League Central behind the Brewers. They are really scuffling. They've been one of the worst teams in baseball for the past 2 months. They started really, really hot and then completely cooled off. Lots of injuries, lots of bullpen issues. The lack of hitting the last 2 months, especially timely hitting with runners in scoring position. A lot of stuff has compounded. And for me, in being objective, not trying to hate on the Cubs, what it ended up being is that I literally been saying this for a year and a half now, that the Cubs do not have the pitching for major league push. They didn't have it last year. They didn't make any moves. Yes, they got Imaga. That's great. Shode. Yeah, Showtime. That's great. You made one good move. Other than that, I don't want to hear that you guys made any move. Bellinger, you wanted him back. You got him back. He hasn't been producing. Bellinger is like a yo-yo. He's up and down, up and down. All right. So don't tell me he's producing when he's batting what, 220?
Didn't I say that at the beginning? I was like, no, Bellinger, no.
He'll be gone at the end of the year. Don't worry about it. He's going to be gone at the end of the year. So don't even worry about that.
But it's going to be his choice. You know that, right? So he's
100% it's his choice.
No, nobody's going to pay me $30 million because I'm not doing my job this season. So I'm just going to stick around. We might have him another season. You know that, right?
He can go to the Yankees. The Yankees got money. The Dodgers got money.
They got money, but they want to pay for players that are doing their job. He's not doing his job, Papa.
Hey, man,
Are you observing the same games I am? That fool ain't doing nothing.
He won't. He ain't doing nothing, but he also has no protection. There's nobody on that team that is feared. There's no one on that team that you have to, oh my God, I got to pitch around him because he's going to hit a home run automatically. He's not Judge, right? He's not, and I know you're going to bite my head on this one. He's not Schwarber. Schwarber's another guy hitting 217, 220, but in the last 3 years, he's probably top 5 in home runs with Judge and Ohtani. So the man hits home runs.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that one. I actually agree with you.
I mean, you could have had him for 10, 15, 18 million, super cheap. But then that's another DH. That's a problem, right? Because he can't play the field as much. Again, there's no one in this lineup that's feared. Your starting pitching has been decent off and on, right? But there's a lot of guys that keep getting hurt. You also have no bullpen. You've got to make a couple bullpen moves. What are the Cubs are going to give up? Are they ready to give up on some of these youngsters to win now? And I don't think that Jed wants to do that. I think Jed's going to wait another year to see if these kids get some seasoning and are ready to come up. I mean, you saw Pete Armstrong coming up already, but you got Cade Horn down there. You got a couple other players that are well-touted that are supposed to come up. I don't see them going for it and spending, with capital, giving up some of these kids to win now. And I also don't see them selling because there's no one to sell.
Them kids ain't even paprika, man. These kids ain't even Cholula. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talking about Goya products and adobo and sazon and blah, blah, blah. They ain't got no seasoning in that damn bullpen whatsoever. These kids in the farming system is just straight street. Because they'll call one up and yay! And then all of a sudden, oh, shit, we just lost by 20. I know I'm embellishing the number. But you guys get where I'm going. Because we would be right there in the game. And then what freaking blows it? Because the Cubs, I think, are top 2 or 3 in blowing games in the last couple of innings. And guess who it is? Guess. I'll give you one. It's always them.
It's the Cubs and the White Sox top teams in blowing leads.
But like that top, but our bullpen is so bad. Like we'll have a decent lead, maybe by 1 or 2 or whatever, and then we'll blow it right there at the end. There was a grand slam, I think, a couple of nights ago, and I was like, "Oh, we're about to lose," and we should have lost, and we pull that out, our noses or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, it's bad baseball. I hate to say it's bad baseball. It's horrendous to watch. It's baffling to see how Jed Hoyer and upper management continues to put losing flipping products on that field. And you guys demand that we come and watch this bull. You know what? I'm starting to recognize game when other teams say, you know what, when other fans from other teams say, you know, we're not going to go to see this. We're not going to watch this anymore. We're just going to stop going. And we've seen it happen. Was it Arizona Diamondbacks, or was it what team did this recently where the fans just stopped going?
Oh, you're talking about the Athletics.
There you go. The Athletics. They just stopped going. We need to do that. But we're the north side of Chicago. There's you know, we want to show we got money. We're gonna go to these bad, awful games and drink beer and shut the hell up and just talk. And we don't even know what the hell's going on in the field. And yeah, and you know what we wind up doing? Whining because we're losing. Oh shit, we lost this game, brother. Have you not been watching the whole game? What just happened here?
The game's over now.
You just ate bland chicken, brother.
Yeah.
And look at Hendricks. Hendricks pitched, I think, his last game. He actually pitched
very well. Yeah, he pitched very well, and then he hit the.
It's sad when we're saying Hendricks pitched a gem.
Yeah.
Assad can't pitch nothing. He can't pitch quarters into the lake.
Wow.
That's how bad he is, though. Come on. Who are we lying to? Why are we lying to ourselves? You know, the White Sox is just as bad, too. Like,
we'll get to that.
It's just bad baseball in Chicago altogether. I say what they do is put the team together and make one big stadium, and then put our resources in. No, that ain't gonna work. It's always gonna be north side, south side. Right.
Yeah, that would
that would have been a winning thought. Winning.
Yeah, even if you combine both of those teams together, you still have a losing team. The Cubs traded or activated or signed to somebody. They let go of Yan Gomes.
We just transformed into a bigger loser.
Essentially, you could put all 52 guys in the damn dugout and still be a losing team.
We got the new show, The Biggest Loser, starting the Chicago White Sox with the Chicago Cubs.
That might be the graphic for next week. The Biggest Losers.
Biggest Losers.
Yeah, that's right. So they let Yan Gomes go because he wasn't producing, and picked up Tomas Nido from the Mets. He's got 88 games this season, batting .227, OPS .622. It's not much better. Not much better.
No.
I don't get this. You could have got the kid.
I think he cut somebody out in management. That's why he left. He got let go.
You could have got the guy from Colorado. I've been saying for past month, but I think he just got hurt. He's on an IL. There was rumors of getting Vlad Guerrero, but you have to give up a lot, so that's not going to happen. So I don't know what the next Cub move is going to be, but I think you're just stuck in hell, just like the Bulls.
You know what the next move is? Stop going to the games.
No,
stop going. Stop.
That place is packed to the rafters.
Stop going.
No, they're just like the Bulls.
Like the Bulls. The Bulls are like the number one in attendance still all these years.
Yeah.
How do you guys go to a bad, awful game? Now, I'll give it credit. The Bulls were supposed to be, spectacular or whatever, and then they just, fizzed out. But the Cubs started off strong, and then they're weak now. They're weak. They're not putting. We ain't getting no seasoning in our pitching. It's just bad baseball. Stop going. Stop. I'm all for it. I'll start it. I'll put the chains on the gate for y'all. I'll fly out there just to put chains on the gate. You know how petty I am? I'm petty. I'll have my kids lock up the other side. I'll be on one side. We're gonna be like, hey, and I got 4 of them. So y'all stop playing with me. We're gonna lock up them gates.
You know what? That place will still be packed. They'll still find a way to climb up.
They'll climb the Ivy fence.
Yeah, they'll climb the Ivy and get up in there. They'll jump over Harry Carey's statue to get it through the back. Speaking of statues, they unveiled this beautiful statue up on the north side for Ryan Sandberg. I watched the unveiling. This statue is actually on point. It looks exactly like him in his defensive stance. They talked about his 1989 season, his MVP season, the Sandberg game. Why are you laughing, bro?
Because they got this one right, but Philadelphia pulled out that the Allen Iverson one. It looked like Little Bow Wow. and I thought Iverson did more for than Sandberg did for the Cubs. I was like, what kind of statue is this? It looked like Little Bow Wow. They unveiled Little Bow Wow in Philadelphia.
That statue that little statue's outside their practice facilities. That's why it's not a big statue. So that's
a
why
baby one. That's like
yeah, they have a bunch of small statues.
Who let them do that stupid shit? I would be bad. I'm like, this is me? This supposed to be fucking me? I put you all on the map, and this is how you do me? I don't know, man. Take this shit down. Redo this shit. Get the homeboys to go and rob it. Trash the shit. Scribble under this shit. Oh, mess it up. That's a horrible statue of Allen Iverson. And AI is one of my favorite players of all time. I will admit it, during his time and his prime. But right now, that statue looked like pure garbage. It was Bow Wow. Come on, let's admit it.
Over here, I don't care about Philadelphia. I don't
either. But that's that. Oh, the Ryan Sandberg statue is really nice though.
Yeah. Jesus
I
Christ.
just want to poke fun of that other one because we never talked about it, and that statue is horrible.
We mentioned it. It's bad. It's really bad. But we're looking at Ryan Sandberg.
Bad. It don't do it no justice. It's horrible. Hold on. Do the shrug.
Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Famer, MVP, 10-time All-Star, Home Run Derby champ, 9-time Gold Glover, 7-time Silver Slugger, and the Major League Player of the Year. He's battling cancer. I think he's done battling cancer. So, I think, right? Yeah, he just got diagnosed earlier this year, so he's still battling cancer. So, shout out to Ryan Sandberg. He really was my first memory of watching baseball was because it was WGN, and that was the only team that you can watch was the Cubs. And my player on the Cubs was Ryan Sandberg. I wasn't a Dawson guy. I wasn't a Grace guy. I was a Ryan Sandberg. I literally have a ton of baseball cards of Ryan Sandberg. Definitely my favorite player on the Cubs ever. I wish he could have managed for the Cubs at some point, but the Cubs, didn't want him to do that for whatever reason. Maybe he was a bad manager. I don't know. But either way, he deserves that trophy. It is a beautiful trophy. He's an amazing player, and congrats to Ryan Sandberg. Congrats to all the Cub fans who now have a bunch of statues out there that are pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. That statue's great, but that Philadelphia one sucks. Okay.
Oh my God, this guy.
It's well-deserved statue. He did, and I'm glad you said Dawson and Mark. You know who also deserves it is Grace as well. If they
lifetime Cub. Yeah, I mean,
those are dudes that actually really deserve it. Like I can't name other players besides those guys. If someone would tell me it was Lee, Derek Lee, and
no, Derek Lee does not.
I was like, he does not deserve it. Zambrano, no.
I wish Greg Maddux would have stuck around with the Cubs during his, his great years. The Cubs, were dumb and not.
You know who I wouldn't mind, and you know who I wouldn't mind though, and it is going to be hard to see is Arrieta, because Arrieta he did some good work for the Cubs. No. He did some good work.
No.
A plaque? Can he get a plaque?
He can get a plaque. You can definitely get a plaque. You can put a brick in front of. There you go.
Winning. Hold on.
Whining. All right. Speaking of whining.
Hey, the plaque I want on. All right, we're gonna shake on that.
All right. Speaking of whining,
that's a virtual shake.
Virtual shake. The White Sox had Eloy Jimenez return last night, only to get hurt again. He pulled his hamstring again, running to first. That was not for like a month. When he got hurt running to first, you're not even playing the field. I just don't understand how this kid is not taking care of his body. The big baby is exactly what his nickname is, a big baby. He literally got 4 steps out of the box and he started like limping. And then the next guy gets a base hit. He gets a double and he's limping a third. And they're like, "Hey, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm so pull that motherfucker out. I do not want you on the team. You're just gonna be hurting the team. You can't hit. You can't field. You're always hurt. You should play for the Bulls. How about that? Go do that. Go switch over to Madison instead of 35th and Shield." He is so bad, dude. He got hurt in May and just got back.
It's gonna be May. Bandito. I mean, what if
Oh
he
my
did good
God.
treatment while he was gone for a month? I mean,
It's
what if
bad.
they rushed him to come back and say
We don't need him. We're losing anyways. We don't need him. We don't need another player that sucks. We have tons of those. I just don't understand it. And you keep sending Oscar Colas up and down like another yo-yo. He's a kid that's not developed yet. I get it, but there's no one else that you have here. Benintendi's been sucking. Everybody in the outfield just sucks. It just sucks. Literally just sucks to be a White Sox fan. Speaking of sucking, Pedro Grifol, it looks like he might be done at the end of the season. There's talk that they're going to look at another losing team's manager. They're going to look at Skip Schumacher, the manager of the Miami Marlins, another team with no talent or lack thereof talent. And if they do, they trade it away. This is according to Bob Nightingale, who just wrote this past weekend. Schumacher's 44, current manager of the Marlins. Again, another bottom-feeding team. Former fifth-rounder pick of 2001, played 11 seasons in the majors. He played for, guess who? No, Tony La Russa. So you have Tony La Russa still got his finger on the White Sox trying to mess this up. I don't understand why this old man is still have this much power over the White Sox.
We're doing it in his diapers. Y'all gonna keep playing.
He's in his diapers. He's in his 80s or something. I don't even know.
I'm messing with this man. He's gonna be doing it from his grave.
For real, right? The curse of La Russa, of TLR.
You know what? Somebody needs to start that. The curse of La Russa. Even when the man dies, he still got his pulse. He got his finger on the pulse all the time for the White Sox.
Oh my God, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Maybe him and maybe him and Reinsdorf got something going on like the Diddy situation, and they can't let it go. He's got secret tapes on Reinsdorf.
Oh, probably.
There's no way you're that bad and keep coming back.
I mean, he's pretty old. I mean, what can that be? Like 8 millimeter? I mean, Jesus, he's like.
They will let him bench from the hospital. They'll let him coach from the hospital and put him on a screen with a respirator.
It's gonna be a hologram. That's what it's gonna be.
On life support doing this.
Oh my God. The White Sox are such a bad team. I think they have 21 wins at the moment. Yep, 21-58.
La Russa reminds me of Mr. Burns.
That's exactly what that is. 30 games back, literally the worst team in baseball. 13-25 at home and 8-33 on the road, 4-6 in the last 10. Yeah, they're in town right now. They're playing the Dodgers, and I put that game to record because I want to watch that Ohtani. I want to watch my second team.
Your second team.
Yeah, my second team. Yeah. I'm not stupid. That's why. Cheering for one stupid team. Yeah. And I'm going this Wednesday to go watch the game.
Here you guys.
Yeah, I'll be wearing my Ohtani jersey. White Sox had an Ohtani jersey.
Oh, come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. You pick a fucking side. You do. You know what? That's like, I live in Chicago, so I go for both teams. Shut the hell up. You pick a side.
They're on different sides. One's an NL team, one's an AL team. Same thing. AFC, NFC.
But you know what people do when your team is losing? Well, I don't mind if the other team wins. I like them too. No, you did not. You were rooting for them to lose all season. Then time comes when your team really starts. Oh, they're okay. They're good. Get the fuck out of here, man. You better not. You, Big Z, 200 episodes.
See? I got
200 episodes. I'll give you 200 reasons why you better not wear a Sox cap with an Ohtani jersey. Don't do it. And I'm encouraging the fans. Violence on this man if he shows up to the stadium like that. Violence. Beat him to a pulp.
Why?
Mafia style.
Why?
Because pick a side. Pick a side. When you get there, you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a White Sox fan today. I'm gonna cheer for my squad, so I'm gonna put my jersey, boom, boom, boom. You won't be the enemy, then put the enemy side. Don't do both sides.
There is no enemy. The White Sox fan.
The enemy line is the Dodgers. The enemy line is the Dodgers for
they're not the enemy.
In the White Sox Stadium?
The White Sox do not put up a fight in any one of these games.
It's still the White Sox house. I go to the Rockies game and I give them shit. I'm like, I'm in your stadium, fool, in my Cubs gear, watching them lose, but I'm still in my Cubs gear. No.
You're not even playing the Cubs. You're wearing your Cubs gear.
No, I'm saying when I go to the Rockies game and they're playing the Cubs because and I got my, but I'm over here, I'm repping the villain, right? And I ain't gonna lie to you, 90% of the stadium is Cubs fans, but that's not the point. The point is, it's their house, right? It's their house rules.
JC, when the Bears are terrible, I root for 49ers because that's my dynasty team is the Niners.
But you're making money off of them. Can I tell you something? When you talk about fantasy teams and stuff like that, you're making money off of them, right? We know Big Z 200 episodes is not making any money. So no, you pick a goddamn side. I don't care what you say. Pick a side.
I'm wearing both just to piss you off.
Violence. Boo. Boo him. Boo him.
Boo him. All right.
Whoop him.
Oh no, don't come on changing yourself. Changing yourself left and right. Your whining team. You and your whining team.
Hey, both sides are whining. I don't know what the hell we're talking about.
My team's on life support. Leave them alone. Just like Tony La Russa. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Before we do that, we'll hear from another friend of the show with a small clip. Here we go.
Big Z, what's up? This is Chris Creary from I Made a Podcast. I was so blessed to have you on my podcast a few months ago, but congrats on hitting 200 episodes of the True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast. Shout out to the city of Chicago. Congrats again. I look forward to doing this again when you hit 500 episodes. Keep doing your thing, man. Peace.
$500.
That guy's super cool though. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah,
at 500. You know, like I saw some people put some respectable goals and some middle goals, and this guy says 500, and I was like,
I mean,
he might not make it a 201 wearing a White Sox hat and Ohtani jersey.
Okay, bye. We're going to commercial.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15. TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey, this is comedian Ken Garr, and I was just a guest on the True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast with Big Earl and G-Money and a bunch of weirdos. So tune in!
Watch your mouth, cabron.
Okay, all right.
Ken why always laugh at that one, though? Because he's stupid.
Ken Gar's hilarious. He's an awesome dude. If you get a chance to see him, he comes in probably once or twice a month. I'm sorry?
Where's Gabe at?
I don't know where Gabe's at.
I thought he was going to come for the 200.
He's probably still eating a bowl of cereal.
Hiding them cereals from the kids.
Yeah, right. He's all the sugar, right.
I ain't mad at him. Hide him.
Well, welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z. We got No Sweat Serg for episode 200. And, it's that time again, man. It's time.
What you got?
It's time for stirring the pot. This is your jurisdiction. The stirring the pot thing, man.
I got a jurisdiction. Y'all giving me jurisdictions. Let me tell you something. Don't give me jurisdiction to nothing.
It's time for stirring the pot.
I don't got nothing.
You ain't got nothing. Oh my God.
I was not prepared. I told you I didn't read nothing.
You probably don't even got your drawers on.
Oh, they're there. They're there.
All right. So
they're inside out, but they're there.
They're inside out. It's laundry day. All right. So and continue with the stirring the pot tradition. We're going to choose one thing or another thing. Well, maybe we both like it, maybe we both hate it, maybe we will disagree. But My question for you is, what is the best summer fruit to have? Like, you have a cookout, you got to have your steaks, your arrachera, your burgers, your broths, whatever. That's cool. Maybe you have a little pasta salad. But are you having any fruit?
What is this? Well, I don't want to talk about no fruit.
Well, you ain't
Why
got
you
nothing.
gotta be talking about fruit?
Because you fruity, bro. You fruity like Fruity Pebbles.
You get whooped.
You telling me you don't got no
fruit? Who
fruit?
the hell's putting fruit with their damn steaks?
Not with the steak. You'll have it afterwards or whatever. You're not having no watermelon.
Ain't no fruit with no damn. Oh well, hold on.
Fruit salad? Right. Oh, now we talking.
Well, because you can put tequila in the watermelons. You can put okay. You thought of something really good there. Yeah, you know what I do like for when you put the tequila and the vodkas and the stuff, and then you make them what do you call them? Jungle juice. Ooh, jungle juice. Yeah, you gotta make that stuff with the fruit. And then I seen these people be making buckets of that stuff. Have you ever had the jungle juice?
Have you been tested for ADHD?
Well, you like the 10th person that told me that within 2 months. Why the hell does everybody think I have ADHD? But the jungle juice, though. Hey, let's go back to that.
I know what you're talking about. You get the watermelon, you cut out the hole, and you stick the bottle.
And the honeydew. Ooh, and the honeydew.
The one that didn't want to talk about fruit. Look at that.
Yeah, but now you want to mix it in with the liquors. You got something going, brother. You got something cooking. You ain't talking about no fruit by itself. Who the hell wants fruit by itself? This ain't Fruit Loops. This is. Oh, I want. Sorry, Gabe. I know you like the cereals, but look, we want liquor. Where's JC at? Where's Steven at? Like, we want liquor with our fruit.
He's like, I need the alcoholics to back me up on this one.
I know. Like, the jungle juice is the. Have you ever had the jungle juice?
Yes, I've had jungle juice.
Thank you. What are we talking about now?
So you want to drink your fruit, essentially.
What would you do? Smash the button? I'm gonna smash the fruit. Pineapple. Oh, you see now. Jason,
there we go. Pineapple. Exactly.
No. Pineapple doesn't go on pizza. Can we ban this guy?
No, we're not banning
JC. Watch him pop up.
We're not banning JC.
I know.
So you got to pick a fruit to eat. Maybe you put some lemon, some salt, maybe some tahini on it. You want to put one of those fruit. You don't like tahini?
Are you trying to hurt my stomach? You know I'm old, right?
You sensitive.
Sensitive. Chest pains. Fuck you. 11 o'clock at night sitting up like this.
Oh boy, TCSF podcast. That's going to be sponsored by Tums.
Tums.
Yeah, Tums and Advil. Yeah, and the pants for Steven.
The pants for Steven.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with mango and pineapple. Those are the two things I want to have.
Ooh, mango is good too. You know what you can put in with the mangoes, man?
You can put all those fruits in your liquor.
The Ciroc. You put it in, it tastes like Skittles. No, we ain't doing that. Man, nobody ever wants.
You could do that. That's fine. You could have an adult section and a PG section.
Man, like, bump them kids. We ain't trying to have no barbecue with the kids.
You're the one with kids.
No, bump. Man, they're in the 20s. My last kid is going to be 17. Bye. You guys got something to do. Get the hell out of here.
This grown folk party. It's a grown folk party over here.
It might be by myself. I don't care.
Jesus.
I don't give a fuck. I'll sit there and drink by myself and watch the grass get watered, and I'm all drunk. The jungle juice.
Oh my God, you and your jungle juice.
No adobo in there. It's not necessary.
No, it's not necessary for a jungle juice.
And then we could leave doing the shrug.
That's gonna be you before you pass out on the couch.
I won't even try. I'll pass out right in the garage.
Don't turn off the TV. I was watching that.
Oh, dude. Yeah, don't turn off the TV. That is me.
Yeah, I'm watching that.
What are you doing? watching that old ass 90s. What was I watching the other? Oh, yesterday we were watching Beverly Hills Cop.
The original.
Yeah, the original, because part 4 is coming. So I was like, remember I told you I wasn't gonna see Bad Boys?
Yep.
I still haven't seen it, but I keep hearing great reviews.
Wow. Wow.
I keep hearing great reviews, so I might hit it up before it leaves the theater. But my son said he was gonna pay, so we're gonna let him pay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go if
it's free, it's for me. Yeah,
exactly. And I'll buy the jujubes. You know,
sneak in your jungle juice.
Oh hell yeah! And the little flask. Ooh, I can old man this situation, brother.
In your water bottle.
Old man this situation. Oh,
in your big water.
Squeeze like this. The old ass green Gatorade bottle. Remember that?
Yeah.
Don't put your mouth on it. Bro, I saw you put your mouth on it. Remember that?
Oh boy.
I want the other one. He put his mouth on that one.
That's probably what we did.
And then you take your t-shirt. And you're like, he's not dirty no more.
That's clean everything. That's sanitary. That dirty, sweaty t-shirt.
After being outside playing in the alley on the crate, you're like,
yeah, it's all sweaty and dirty. Yeah.
In the alley.
Good
From
times.
the hose water, remember that? The good times.
That's the good stuff right there. That'll keep you from getting coronavirus right there.
Thank you. I think that's why we never got it over here. I don't know. I think we good. Pineapples on pizza don't go together, JC. We don't talk about that. We gonna duke it out, brother.
I might order a Domino's right now with pineapples on pizza and some ham on whatever.
You damn weirdos. I'm tired of you guys. That is not a Chicago pizza. That's some Hawaiian bull.
That's Hawaiian, yeah. That's Hawaiian.
All
right. You got anything else before we tip out of here, man?
Yes.
What's up?
JC and everyone that wasn't here, boo. Well, our boy Big Z did make it to 200 episodes. We did start this thing together when I put True Chicago Sports page together, but you guys made it better by doing the podcast and getting a lot of other people involved. So I wanted to say thank you. And I want to say thank Eddie for bringing you guys into my life, because I ain't got a lot of friends anyway. Look at the weirdos I got. Pineapple on pizza. But congratulations, and we're gonna do many more shows. And yeah, Eddie, stop being a bitch and bring your ass home.
And bring him on. He's good on the mic. He's good on arguing.
Boom.
That's all right. All right, everybody. That is it for today. Thank you for listening. A big thank you to our listeners, our watchers, for sticking with us, supporting us through 200 episodes plus. To our friends, our families, to E-Rock, JC, Stevie B, Serge, Ivan, for being on the mic with me. To our sponsor, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company for the continued support. Thank you. We cannot do this without you. You guys have to watch us and supported us since day one. I really appreciate that. And if you haven't go back and listen to some of those interviews. They're phenomenal interviews. Check out the rest.
You should list those episodes and where they're on the on the site, on the
Yeah, well, once we get the website up, that'd be nice.
No. But on the Facebook page, just in case we make a post.
Yeah, we can make posts on those. Definitely can make a post on that. Check out the rest of
who homework. Look who's giving who homework. He be doing this to me every week, man. Talking about
you didn't even do your homework.
Follow this, follow that. You know I don't read. I'm stuck at work.
You and your ADHD, you're gonna be at summer school.
Night school, summer school, day camp.
Day camp. That sounds more like it. Check out the rest of the 606 Media lineup. Check out No Water in the Weekend with Steven and Sean, a pop culture forward podcast that dabbles in funny trivia, film, television, music, and Chicago-centric news happenings. Episodes available late on Monday, so Monday afternoons. You can also check my other show, Intoxicated with Big Z, the podcast where we deep dive into realms of the pop culture, music, and life's most intriguing stories. Join me as I navigate through captivating world and entertainment and beyond. If you're a music lover, a movie buff, sports enthusiast, or just someone looking for a good story, I've got you covered. Episodes are engaging. There's great discussion, great interviews, great people, fascinating guests, and a lot of humor. So listen, subscribe, and share. New episodes will be it'll be next week, Jesus. July 1st. That'll a new episode with one of the comedians. Then I got another plus size model that was on Big Brother. I've got 2 more lined up that I'm recording this week. So lots of stuff that I'm doing on the side. Definitely go ahead and watch those on YouTube. It's also on Spotify and iTunes, but I think you get the more better aspect if you do give it a watch. All right. For all the boys, Serge, Stevie B, JC, and Ivan, I am Big Z. We'll see you next time for episode 201. And until then, be good to each other. For the love of
makes it. Go ahead, wear that Otani with that White Sox cap. Violence. Boo him.